And folks, we are tracking alert day conditions as we move forward into the Thursday time frame. The threat looks likely. I'll be using Future Track to show you when you can expect those storms in your neighborhood.
Plus, drug overdose deaths are down significantly, how Wisconsin compares to the national average.
And later, prioritizing sustainability, how the city of Sun Prairie is making composting easier for its residents. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6, live from Madison. Good evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson.
We begin with the weather today, where we are tracking the possibility of severe storms in southern Wisconsin tomorrow afternoon.
The News 3 Now weather team has been monitoring these storms for the last few days, and we have more on these with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joining us now live.
Yep, let's dive right into the timelines. First, starting off tomorrow morning, we can't rule out an isolated storm between 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning. Savannah will be here. Then as we go from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., a period of dry weather is expected. Blaze will be doing the noon show, and then Blaze and I will be working together tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., with the peak coverage expected between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. across southern Wisconsin before that threat ends as we head towards 8 o'clock in the evening. We can use Future Track to track that line of thunderstorms. We could look at the possibility, as I was just mentioning, of a cluster of storms in the morning. Savannah and I have been chatting about this possibility during the daytime today. And as we go into the afternoon hours, all eyes and attention will be on a cold front with rapid development of thunderstorms. Some of these could be severe very quickly as we go into that 2 to 4 p.m. time frame, moving through the Madison area, the Dells over towards Janesville between 4 and 6 p.m. It's as quick as these storms form. These storms are out of the area by the time we head towards that 6 to 8 p.m. time frame, and that's certainly good news. We don't need the severe weather, but maybe a bit of the silver lining is the potential is short-lived and this line moves through the area very, very quickly. Right now on Radar 3000, no shower and thunderstorm activity across the WISC viewing area. We had an isolated shower or storm or two throughout the afternoon hours, but that has since dissipated. This will be a different story very likely 24 hours from now. Coming up in Maine Weather, we'll discuss the threats that you can expect with this line of storms.
All right, thank you, Alex. And you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Ward Weather app that has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. Well, the CDC released new data earlier today showing overdose deaths declined drastically nationwide in 2024.
News 3 Now's Jalen Banks spoke to Public Health Madison-Dane County on why we are seeing such a decline in our state.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention sharing Tuesday that nationwide overdose deaths declined 27%, with the Badger State seeing one of the largest declines in the country.
Provisional data from the CDC shows the predicted cases of overdose deaths in Wisconsin declined by over 600 cases, which would result in a 36% decline from 2023 to 2024, making it the third largest decline in the country in that time span.
There were a lot of efforts early on in Wisconsin, particularly. We were reaching out to people who were mainly smoking or snorting drugs. We were reaching out to people who weren't intending to use opioids. I think we identified some of the health inequities that we were seeing and really tried to put solutions in place.
And provisional data shows we've made progress in Dane County as well.
Just in Dane County alone, between 2021 and 2023, we saw an 18% decrease. We've installed public health harm reduction vending machines. We've tried to make naloxone available to people throughout the community.
Along with working with community partners, Olson says she believes one of the biggest contributing factors to the drop is their effort to build relationships with those impacted.
We're trying to meet them where they're at. We are here to care for them. We are here to treat them with dignity and respect, that they matter, and to really try to provide services in a non-judgmental way.
For now, reporting in the newsroom, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
And for the full CDC report on overdose deaths, you can find it linked on our website, channel3000.com.
A 70-year-old Orfordville man is dead after a motorcycle crash in the town of Rock. Authorities say he lost control near South River Road and the Highway 11 bypass around 9 o'clock last night. He was thrown from the motorcycle and later died at the hospital. His name will be released by the Rock County Medical Examiner at a later time.
And tomorrow, the Milwaukee judge accused of helping an undocumented man evade ICE agents last month will be in court. Yesterday, a grand jury indicted Judge Hannah Dugan on charges of obstruction and concealing an individual from arrest. Court documents allege Judge Dugan escorted the undocumented man and his lawyer out of her courtroom through a back jury door after learning ICE agents were in the courthouse seeking his arrest. Agents ultimately captured the man. Judge Dugan's lawyer has filed a motion to dismiss the indictment. If convicted, Judge Dugan faces up to 6 years in prison. Well, in less than an hour, the Green Bay Packers will learn their entire schedule for the NFL's upcoming season. Here's a live look at Lambeau Field, where the draft was held just 3 weeks ago. So far, the Packers know they'll be playing the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football, November 10th. They'll also play the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field Saturday, December 20th. The full schedule will be released at 7 p.m. and News 3 Now will be breaking down the schedule release starting at 8 p.m. on Channel 3000 Plus. Sports director Zach Hanley and Packers contributor Jason Wilde will be breaking down the Packers' full schedule along with other key NFL games that you can watch this season on CBS. And you can watch tonight's special on the Channel 3000 app or simply go to channel3000.com.
In other news, Verona-based health tech company Epic is facing accusations of trying to destroy a Minnesota-based company. Minnesota's Cure IS Healthcare filed a suit Monday in the Northern District of California. It alleges Epic violated the Federal Defend Trade Secrets Act, broke California state laws, and made false statements about Cure IS products. Cure IS says Epic used its control of electronic health record software like MyChart to influence how healthcare providers interact with competitors. Now, we have received a statement from Epic on the suit that reads in part, quote, "We are aware of the complaint filed by Cure IS, and we look forward to setting the record straight in court."
The City of Madison Equal Opportunities Commission is inviting the public to attend new citywide community listening sessions to discuss workplace discrimination. These sessions are part of a broader citywide initiative to engage community members in open dialogue and amplify diverse experiences. The first one will be held on Wednesday, June 11th at 6 p.m. at the Central Library. Input from these sessions will help inform future citywide strategies and resources for employees and employers. Well, this summer, the city of Sun Prairie is making composting easier for residents.
And this is part of their initiative to prioritize sustainability. Our Tanisha Shaw has more.
Gardens across Sun Prairie will have a new foundation by the end of 2026.
But this is, really high quality finished compost.
Greenbox Compost and local gardens are partnering after the USDA gave the city of Sun Prairie $109,000 towards a compost program.
This is just the beginning. It's a small scale pilot for 150 people. We're not going to make a ton of compost, but what we do make is going to be really great. And hopefully this will be like a stepping stone to the next big thing.
This program will give his local business a big push.
So we already had about 40 members in Sun Prairie. And since the launch of this program or the announcement of this program, we've added another 20. And that's in the first 10 days, I think, of this program being announced.
Families have to sign up, and the program will last from this upcoming July until December 2026. Even if a household isn't signed up, 3 Sun Prairie schools and big city events will all focus on composting.
There is going to be a designated waste station where they can drop off their food scraps to be composted. We're going to have waste station volunteers to help attendees sort their waste. They might not know what should go in the compost bin versus what should go in the garbage. So we'll educate them on how to sort their waste.
Residents will put their scraps into this gallon, and then they'll wait every 2 weeks for the company Greenbox to pick those scraps up and turn them into compost.
This small step can actually have a really meaningful impact if we all take it together.
Organizers are hoping that this program will teach residents how everyday decisions can support sustainability.
One thing we really wanted to do was kind of reconnect that compost back out to the community and illustrate that full food cycle. So we get the food waste, we make it compost out of it, which is a really great soil amendment, and that goes back out into the community.
Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanisha, thank you. The program costs $10 a month. We have more information right now at channel3000.com.
Coming up after the break, what the latest consumer price index data tells us about inflation.
Plus, graduating high school seniors off to college are staring down some serious sticker shock. Some tips for families preparing to navigate the cost of college tuition.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
Welcome back. The latest consumer price index data is out, and it shows U.S. inflation has slowed to its lowest annual rate in more than 4 years. Annual inflation cooled to 2.3% in April. Overall prices went up by only 0.2% from the month before. The good news is overall prices for food, gas, and air travel are down. Those high egg prices we've been seeing have finally cracked. Egg prices dipped more than 12% last month. The bad news, though, is shelter costs are up, which measures how much we spend on housing.
That's one of the biggest costs that people have whether they're renting or whether they're owning, the cost that you have month to month, is going to impact how much other money you have to put towards other resources.
Another concern for consumers is President Trump's tariffs on foreign imports, which could cause prices to rise as we get closer to summer.
Well, this month, families are celebrating graduating high schoolers, and soon many will be staring down upcoming college tuition payments. According to College Board, the average four-year tuition at private universities is more than $43,000. Public in-state tuition is about $11,000 and jumps to $30,000 if you're an out-of-state student. Higher education economist Sandy Baum says students also have to shoulder rising housing and food prices, which colleges cannot control, but she says there is help to tame tuition sticker shock.
The federal government gives low and moderate income students Pell Grants. Many states have pretty generous state grant programs, and many institutions with ample endowments give a lot of institutional aid.
Navigating that aid, though, varies greatly by institution and individual. Financial experts say the best way to save for college is through a 529 plan, and every state has one.
You put the money in, it grows without any taxes, and if you take the money out later and pay for a qualified education expense, no tax on all the accumulation.
And you can contribute $19,000 per year per beneficiary to a 529 before triggering the federal gift tax. For married couples, that doubles to $38,000. There's also something called a Coverdell account for smaller dollar amount contributions and has an income cap for the donor.
Well, still ahead, Farm Aid is heading back to the Midwest this year, and you won't have to travel far.
Plus, the classic board game Clue comes to life at Overture Center, where you can get your tickets.
And we could see severe weather tomorrow. Alex will have the details when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
Google is rolling out a solution to combat annoying text scams that are on the rise across the country. The company says it's updating the scam text detection technology that's on most Android phones. The improved scam detection will be able to spot hoaxes like the common unpaid toll text. The update also enables Google's messaging app to spot potential fraud text related to crypto, technical support, and gift cards. According to the Federal Trade Commission, consumers lost $470 million to text scams in 2024.
Well, the Broadway rendition of Clue, based on the classic game, is now playing at the Overture Center. The play is based on the fan favorite movie as well from 1985. Madison is the second to last stop for the Clue cast, who will be returning to their families after more than a year on the road. But News 3 Now caught up with one lucky actor who that isn't the case for.
My wife is one of the female offstage covers, so she knows 5 tracks in this show. And I don't know how she does it, but she is amazing. And it's just been a dream. It's super rare for something like that to happen.
Scharzer says he and his wife's 3-year-old daughter have also been able to join them on the road. If you're interested in catching a show, tickets range from $32 to $146. You can just head to overture.org for tickets.
Farm Aid is heading to the Twin Cities this summer. Willie Nelson, Neil Young, John Mellencamp will all perform at Huntington Bank Stadium. It's on the campus of the University of Minnesota. The trio started the fundraiser to help American farmers way back in 1985. And they're also bringing along Dave Matthews, Margot Price, and a handful of other artists for their Farm Aid concert. The Farm Aid show is scheduled for September 22nd, and tickets will go on sale on Friday. Alert day conditions in the forecast for tomorrow. Alex, what's the latest radar looking like?
Quiet right now, eerily quiet. As we go 24 hours from now, very likely not going to be the case on Radar 3000. It will very likely light up with severe thunderstorm activity. And we're going to get right into this future track showing maybe an isolated shower or a clap of thunder tonight. But bear in mind as we go through the evening, take note here, we got a little bit of a cloud deck coming in from the east off of Lake Michigan. That's some patchy fog. That patchy fog is going to be out ahead of potentially a cluster of thunderstorms. Savannah and I were chatting today about this potential morning thunderstorm chance. If we have a thunderstorm or two on Thursday morning, it could pose a large hail threat. But that's not the main show. The main show that the First Warn Weather Team, which we've been talking about since late last week, is a cold front, a very sharp, defined cold front between 2 and 4 p.m. igniting thunderstorms stretching from Camp Douglas to the Dells down to west of Madison down towards Monroe. So developing likely between the Mississippi River and Madison between about 2 and 4 p.m. rapidly intensifying, moving through Madison between 3:30 and 5 o'clock up towards Camp Douglas and down towards Janesville. As we move off towards the east, the weather system will eventually move through rather quickly. So as quickly as it forms, it moves off towards the east, racing probably upwards of 50 miles per hour as it then eventually is out of the entire area by the time we get to that 6 to 8 p.m. time frame. Another possible scenario, same timing, 2 to 8 p.m., same threats, but the storms form near Madison, over Madison. If that's the case, then that severe weather threat will be greater more towards the north and east of Madison, and we'll be keeping an eye on that. Overall threats, the greatest threat is for large hail, followed by tornadoes and damaging winds. I wanted to talk, too, about much of southern Wisconsin is under an enhanced risk. Well, what's an enhanced risk? What does that really mean? It is a level 3 out of 5, and I want you to take note in the middle of this image here. What this means is numerous severe storms are expected, and some of those storms could be on the intense side. Well, what do you mean on the intense side? When you're looking at storm prediction graphics, whenever you see all these colors and these hashes, what this means for large hail is that the potential is there in southern Wisconsin for very large hail. In some of these thunderstorms, some indications that the environment is there that we could be looking at hail in some isolated cases upwards of 3 inches in diameter. And we can't rule out Madison, Dells, Camp Douglas over towards Marquette, Green Lake counties, Columbia County, over towards Dodge and Jefferson, just east of Janesville. That corridor in just portions of our area could see a strong tornado or two Thursday as that line intensifies. So I just have given you a lot of information. Let's go through the alert day timeline here together. We start off with that isolated shower and storm chance, then dry weather is expected. Then those storms develop in southwest Wisconsin, and then they peak between 3 and 7 p.m. and then thank goodness the threat ends after 8 p.m. Can't dismiss tonight, lows around 60, but that's just unbelievable. Normal lows are 46 degrees, and we're having lows tonight where you might want to even have the air conditioning on, with highs approaching near 90 on Thursday. Once we get past alert day Thursday, a couple of showers and storms for setting to my activities on Friday, but the weekend is looking pretty good with highs in the 60s for Stoughton activities.
But for tomorrow, things are happening fast.
Happening fast. Savannah's here in the morning, Blaze is here at noon, I'll be here at 1. Blaze and I will cover any severe weather warnings that pop up tomorrow afternoon. We got you covered.
All right.
Good.
Alex, thank you. Now we've got a big show tonight, right? The Packers unveil 2024.
They do, and we'll break that down. But first, we got to talk about Whitewater baseball. Coming up in sports, the Warhawks focused on finishing the job. How a runner-up finish has this group motivated to bring home a national championship. That's next on News 3 Now. We're a little over 30 minutes away from the NFL schedule release when we'll officially know what Green Bay's path to the playoffs and hopefully a run at another Lombardi Trophy looks like. But we do know who they'll kick off the season against. Week 1, it's the Lions coming to Lambeau for an afternoon game. Now, it's the first time since 2018 that the Packers have started their season at home. That's something Jason Wilde and I had a hunch would happen.
I would think that the Packers would want to open at home. Like you said, it has not happened in the Matt LaFleur era. Matt LaFleur became the head coach in 2019. He is entering his 7th season as the Packers head coach, and he has never opened a season at home at Lambeau Field.
Well, the full schedule will be released in, like I said, a little over 30 minutes. Jason Wilde and I will break it down tonight at 8 o'clock live on Channel 3000+. The tradition of winning continued this season for Whitewater baseball. The Warhawks not only won the WIAC regular season crown, but took home the league's tournament title. What's next? Well, regionals in Michigan, and after coming 1 win short from claiming the program's 3rd national championship last year, this group has been focused on one thing all season long: finishing the job this time around.
All of us feel like there's unfinished business, and I feel like that's kind of like our tagline for this year. I mean, obviously, falling 1 game short is extremely frustrating, and all of us were extremely sad after that happened, so I feel like there's a lot of unfinished business to get done.
We're really excited, and this will be a new experience for us. You know, we've hosted a lot, but we're going on the road this time, so we're excited to see a new place and see what we can do.
And the Brewers looking to salvage their series with the Guardians, and more importantly, just scoring some runs. They're down 2-1 in the 5th. Sal Frelick tees off on one and sends it 400 feet right back the other way to tie this one up. And then Rhys Hoskins just took the game over. Sixth inning, he rips one down the line to give the Crew the lead for good. It was a 5 RBI day for Hoskins. Brewers get the win, 9-5, the final.
They finally scored in Cleveland. Zach, thank you. And coming up tonight at 10, look up at the sky. Those aren't birds or smoke. It's bugs, lake flies, midges to be exact. Find out what's been causing them to swarm so aggressively this season, how long they'll be sticking around. Sarah, can't wait to find out tonight at 10.
Making a face off camera. I don't need to make that kind of face with the weather, but just need to tune in probably with what's happening tomorrow.
Tune in tonight at 10 o'clock. I'll have the latest future track updates. And with our timeline tomorrow, the greatest chance for severe thunderstorms in southern Wisconsin will be between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. with that peak between 3 and 7 o'clock. Latest updates at 10.
All right, Alex, thank you. And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.